Happy Wednesday. Welcome back. Daily Profit Plan. We are live May 20th. Let's grab the screen here for Zoom. Say good morning, everybody. Get the chat up and running. We're on Zoom. We're on YouTube. Nice to see everybody. Okay. Thanks, Eric. Nice to see you. Good morning. Hey, Rick. Rick and Pete, what's up? Derek's in the house. Hey, giving a shout out to Benji. Nice. What's up, Ernesto? A few minutes away from the profit trap yesterday. Still made some money. That's good. Yeah, who grabbed some? So double ups yesterday. Quite the. I mean, it was a wild day, right? A lot of volatility yesterday, but hopefully you were able to manage some of that into the close with me. I did send out the alert, it wasn't even a good exit. The reason I closed out was because I wanted net profit. When the market was falling back down towards that, we had a trade yesterday on. Was it a 40? I think it was a. Let me double check. Double ups. I think it was a 40-20 wide. So I did the 74.05 and the 73.40. So 73.40 20 wide, and that only cost us $2.60. So 73.40 plus 17.60 or 40. So my break-even price was 73.54. Now we came down into the final minutes of the trading day. This is at 3:50 p.m. and at 3:55 p.m. we were trading at 46. Okay, and we had a low here around 44. So actually, within about 5 or 6 points of our pin price, that trade was showing about $900 to $1,000 of profit. Now, the reason I protected my profit late in the day was because I knew that my max risk at the 7,400, the max risk at 7,400 was about a $3 debit. Okay. So $3 was my max risk. And so when I protected $600 of profit here, that literally within 5 minutes was showing almost $1,000 or about $1,100 of profit. It was crazy fast how that was like. I mean, I closed at 11, and within a minute, I'm like, it's down to $8. It's down to $7. I'm like, son of a biscuit. That would have been nice to grab the extra $300-400 out of the trade, but I still grabbed 600, so that's a win. I took a loss here of 300, still made money on the net position. I'm happy with that overall, right? So we had a net winner, but it required some management. If you did not manage it, and we closed at 735362, the cash settled move yesterday would have still made a few bucks. It would have been maybe $75 to $100 on the day. I'll do the exact math. So we have a 7340 plus 17.40. That's my break even. It cash settles for 735362. You're up $378. Your max risk on the other trade was about $3. So you take away $3 from this, you get 78 cents. You still make money. Cash, but to let 600 to 800 to $1,000 slip through your fingertips those last 5 or 10 minutes can be very frustrating. But that's what's nice about double ups is our job for double ups is to mainly manage winners because risk is usually very small. Okay. So it worked out nicely. I don't think I updated the tracker yesterday with that trade, but I will because we had 2 trades in. So let me get it updated here. But the nice part was the winner, even though I didn't take a huge profit. I mean, I pulled out so $11. So 17.40 minus $11. I had $640 of profit on a max risk of 260. My winner was 246%. 246% return on risk that allowed me to wash the other trade with a loss, and we still made money. So let me update this tracker here from yesterday's trade. That's number 162. SPX today, or the 19th. Okay, so that one ended up closing out. The exit was $11. That is 640 divided by 260 for profit. Love that winner. But I did post that other trade, which was a 519 expiration. Did I do a iron fly? Yeah, I did the 7405. So sell 7405. I went 20 wide there, 7425. 7405, 7385. And that also showed profit intraday. It didn't obviously hold and pin later in the day. That entry was $16 credit, and the exit would be worth $20 debit. So that was a minus 100%. So minus 400 there. So yesterday I made a winner of 246%. I had a loser of 100%, but net, we grabbed some profit on the day. So and that's one that I'm going to count as, even though I lost a trade and won a trade, you're like, well, that's a 50% win rate. True, but if you allow me to trade the day, that's how our win rate on double ups. If I trade multiple butterfly spreads or multiple setups, is if I can win the day, that's what our win rate is, probably in the higher 70s than it is, what the double up tracker shows at 62.8%. That's every trade that I've ever taken. But if you let me try to win the day, we're most likely in the high 70s. Okay. All right. So that was, I mean, ended up being a good day yesterday. Daily profit late, really nice iron condor trade. We grabbed a full $1.75 yesterday for the win. Um, let's see here. Engineered options. Trades are in for this week. We have participation levels and break even levels hit. Flashpoint had an awesome win yesterday. 34% return in about 2.5 hours. It was really, it was a textbook trade for Flashpoint income. So nice winner there, and I'll do the same thing again today. Flashpoint's going to be part of my daily routine. Just put in the pending orders, let price come to us. Okay, so all in all, pretty good day yesterday, and today is a big day. There's not necessarily going to be a ton of direction, I don't think. I've got the plus minus expect to move for about 44.72. That's tasty pre-market right here. 44.72 pre-market, and I'm going to use that for my expected move box. And we'll see. We're going to have a gap up today, 0.33. So we'll have a small gap up. We do have a VIX expiration today as well. So if we're gapping up a little bit, you're going to see S&P trading around 73.82 today when we open. So take that plus your, let me box this. So I'll put the line right there. That's about where we're going to open. And I'll take my 45 points higher. 45 points higher, around 74.20. I mean, 74.25 is a pretty solid level. I'd like to see that price isn't going to be breaching that level today. I hope that it doesn't, as far as like market efficiency. And then we take the close from yesterday just to get that little extra gap there. So take the close from yesterday and move down 45 points. That puts us around 73.08. So if I'm looking at a range trade today, that's kind of my range. As long as price can stay below 74.25, stay above 73.08. I mean, okay, so if I'm looking to sell some premium, 74.30 to 35, not bad. 73.05 or 7300, not bad. We are in a slightly positive environment this morning as far as gamma goes. So we've got a key level at 73.70. We're trading at 73.80. We can see some pretty solid levels volume wise, and call walls and whatnot going up to 7400, 74.15, 74.25. I might do something similar to what I did yesterday, which is if I think we can get to this area, pretty big level at 74, possibly a 15 or 20. I might see if it's out of the money far enough to get a cheap enough trade. Today, I might do something different on double up. So yesterday, I did the iron fly, and I don't regret it because it worked out to be a really nice trade at the end of the day. But I literally sat on the trade all day, and that was a bit more stressful than I wanted to be. And the reality was, I was staring at about $200 of profit intraday that would have been nice to protect a little bit earlier and not have to take the other trade. Right when price was down to 73.30 yesterday, my iron fly was up like $205, $210. If I just took the profit there, I would not have tried to chase the market for the entire for the rest of the day. That would have been just take the $200. You're about up 75, 80% of profit or return on risk, and then don't trade for the rest of the day. That would have been great. But I left it in and had to, manage that thing into the close, and it was a little bit more sensitive, time sensitive, and certainly a little bit more stressful. So today, I'm wondering, instead of doing the iron fly, is if I just did like a call butterfly. So if I do a call butterfly, that gets me, 15 or 20 wide, probably 20 wide. What do I pay for that debit? If price gravitates up towards 7,400, can we turn that into a reasonable profit? And it, again, maybe, maybe not, right? I mean, it might be like, oh, okay, Chris put a 20 wide butterfly spread, it's up $50. I mean, it kind of like yesterday. If it happens fast, where it's like in the first 30 to 60 minutes, it's up into our strikes, it's not going to pay us a ton. Even though it's an out of the money trade, it's not going to pay us a ton, but it may be enough to get us, $50 profit, $100 profit pretty early in the morning, and we don't have to sweat it, you know? So, well, I'll see. I'm debating on that right now. I'd like to see price stay, above 73.70 today and not give it back, because we have been testing lows. Like we tested 73.70, or I'm sorry, we tested 73.50, we bounced. We tested 73.30, we bounced, right? So, I mean, we have seen the market trying to poke fresh lows, but every time we're poking fresh lows, it's bouncing up. So I'm just, trying to make sure we're not just getting kind of goaded into like, well, it looks like it's going to go up today. I mean, as far as what I see on my gamma profile, it looks like it might gravitate towards 7,400 or higher. We're in positive gamma. I could see it kind of stick around waiting for the big news, which is what today? What's the big news today? Not during the trading day, but after the trading day. What's the big news today? Everyone should know. Yeah, NVIDIA. NVIDIA earnings aftermarket. Okay, speaking of NVIDIA aftermarket, 223 pre-market. NVIDIA is up. Okay, and it's sitting kind of. And what's interesting, we talked about this on Monday. We were trading around 224, and it's right back in the middle. And there's a plus or minus. The broker showing about a 13 to 14 point move on NVIDIA for Friday, and that's fine. I mean, I don't know if a calendar spread is a great trade. I feel like we could have a lot more volatility than we want it to have or want it to show. But if it's cheap enough, I might take I might take a stab at it. I mean, if Nvidia, especially for a Wednesday earnings and Thursday day, if I take a calendar spread today and price comes out tomorrow with little to no movement, I mean, I guess the trade is if it goes to, um, let's say that we have a big move on Thursday morning, gap up or gap down. Well, that's going to be crappy for a calendar spread. If we have a big nothing move where it's like there is no move on Nvidia, it just stays sideways. I mean, that actually might work out pretty well. But again, there's totally risk on that trade. I don't know what Nvidia earnings are going to give us. I have a feeling they're going to beat earnings, but it's what does the market do with that price action? What does the market do with the information? Is it, sell more covered calls and there's driving this thing lower? Do we need a correction in the Nasdaq? Does it start like right after Nvidia earnings? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess we'll find out tomorrow and Friday. But if I played Nvidia earnings, speaking of, we have earnings on TGT. We took a trade with a 122. Is that right? Let me check. So today's Wednesday. Took the trade on target. Did they have earnings already? I thought they had earnings. Yeah, they have earnings on freaking Wednesday morning. So pre-market, they're down. That's a lot of volatility for yesterday. Am I missing something here? That looks like an earnings move, but we're down $6. So let's see if this one's in profit this morning on TGT for our calendar spread. That was filled. That was cheap. It was like 43 cents debit or something like that. So let me see TGT here. We'll see if this is up a couple dollars this morning. So we had a 122 was our center price on the calendar spread. We're trading at 121 today. That hopefully will help us center this trade. Now there's still 2 days to go. But if we have if we have like a 50+% profit, I might still take it. Let's see what it does this morning. Yep. I think Nvidia has beat 3 times. I mean, they typically always beat earnings, but they've been falling. Yeah, it's usually been like, I mean, again, you can't bank on that. Like, oh, that's what's going to do. I have no idea, man. I have no idea what Nvidia is going to do. But I would not be surprised to see volatility. So like Thursday and Friday, I would expect to see some direction, volatility on Nvidia earnings. The market's like, okay, good, bad, and different. What does the market have to do in the bigger picture? I still think the market has to pull back. Right? Still think the market has to pull back from a technical standpoint, and whether Nvidia is kind of that extra catalyst to drive that price lower to get those pullbacks, so be it. But what would be kind of nice would be just a subtle pullback in the bigger picture, so here's Qs or NDX. By the way, I'm going to do, if I can go XSP in here, I'm going to go XND for the micro Nasdaq and throw this in the top two. I don't know if there's a delayed feed in here. If if there's not a delayed feed for XND, but there's a delayed feed for XSP in TradingView, I feel like that's one of the biggest fails in TradingView. I love TradingView charts, but that's so disappointing if they can't get an accurate XSP feed. So this is the micro version. So if you like to trade XSP, but you want to trade Nasdaq, you can trade XND. That way, you're still getting the index pricing. But it's not 701. It's not. Look at the difference. So NDX is 28.8. There's your 288. So just like SPX, XND is a micro version. I don't know how liquid the options are. I mean, I haven't dabbled a bunch in XND, but it's a nice alternative if you're looking for ways to find some micro trades. So do I, Walter. Like, so you have live XSP. Like, dude, I pay for futures, I pay for live, a bunch of stuff. Like, I'm just curious, what am I missing? But I'll look. I mean, this feed kills me because I obviously have engineered options and I want to trade that stuff. So, all right, little prep for the morning. Daily profit play. We'll look at our levels. Double up. If I think that the puck is going towards 7,400, 7,415, I'm gonna look at a double up trade this morning. We are opening up in a positive gamma environment. It's kind of right there. It's a tough one, man. It's a tough one to just assume. I mean, we're right here, just above. But if we pull back to this, positive negative gamma pivot point around 73.70, do we bounce off of that to try to find 74 or higher today? That wouldn't be a terrible trade. So, I mean, if I'm willing to risk it, then this may be a decent spot for a butterfly spread that's nice and cheap. This also might be a nice spot for a butterfly spread that's nice and cheap. But what happens if price goes nowhere? Then I don't make any money. Okay, it's that simple. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But those would be inexpensive risks to take. But as far as what I see, context clue wise, 7,400 looks like it's gettable. 74.15 and 20 looks like it's gettable, right? Especially in this positive gamma environment. So could it change? Sure. We could slip below. We could slip below 73.70, start lining up a negative gamma profile, and then we're talking down here towards 73.30, 73.15. But I just don't see those levels lining up right now. Max pain for the dealers today is around 7,300. I mean, again, we're at 73.80. We're talking about a plus minus, and I'm giving the market even more credit for like a 45-point move. That's a pre-market tasty, right? That's gap adjusted. So, I mean, we shouldn't see, if the market's going to stay efficient today going into a Wednesday earnings with NVIDIA, we're probably going to see price be somewhat contained between about 73.30 lows and about 74.20 to 74.30 highs. So that's kind of my game plan somewhere in here as far as like highs and lows, gap adjusted. Because we're going to open up in here. We're still futures up about 0.3%. So we're going to open somewhere around like 73.70, 73.80. We're trading live right now at 73.81. And we've got an opening bell in about 7 or 8 minutes. We'll also take another stab at Flashpoint. How many of you had a winner yesterday with me on Flashpoint? Who got filled? Did you get a winner on XSP? I had a lot of traders that emailed me, winner on XSP, winner on SPX. Had a winner on SPY yesterday as well. Good. Ernesto, nice winner. Dr. Barnes, nice winner. SPX, good. David did XSP, very nice. Flashpoint Rock said Arthur, excellent. SSP winner, I did. Tom, good. Chris K, Aurora, yes. Flashpoint, Snapper, nice. Biggest downside. Yeah, I mean that's the only downside. But I mean, is there any harm in that? If price doesn't come to you, are you going to be mad about the strategy? All you're doing is essentially you're waiting for price to come to you, and when it does, you're likely going to win. That's a lot better than trying to chase things every single day, in my opinion. Way better than chasing stuff every single day. Just let price come to you. They're very, very powerful trades. Like I could not have asked for a better setup yesterday. And the crazy part was where our Flashpoint was calculated in the alert is that we were within like $1 of that move. It was almost perfect, right? So you never have to chase price, and it is a very straightforward strategy. What happens? The alert comes out, you put in a pending order, and you're done. And all you have to focus on is if that trade gets filled, then you throw in your take profit target and you walk away. It's pretty straightforward. Okay. So we'll see that alert somewhere between like 9:35 and 9:40 today Eastern time, and then I'll put in a pending order. We'll look and see if we can get some clean levels on daily profit play, and I'll possibly look at. I kind of like the butterfly window. I don't really have any key levels on the downside. I don't. So my first order, if I'm going to do something for double up today, would be probably the like 7,400 to 7,410 zone. Trying to get like a butterfly in here, like a call fly, and see if price does hit like 74, 74.15. Trying to pull a couple bucks that way if it's cheap enough. Okay. Let's see here. Walter says I'm conservative. Flashpoint would rather win, not play forced losers. I like that. Uh, Learning what to do. Okay. I mean, Randy, we got a lot of good education in here, man. If you're asking for education stuff, I mean, I've got lots of education. If you're a VIP member of any of my classes, Practical Options is a like 13 strategy options course. That's a $500 bonus. If you're a VIP member, if you just want something quick and easy, trading this One Trade Mastery is free. It's a 70-minute session. This options whiteboard is free. I did on YouTube a couple weeks ago. It's a 90-minute session. The Practical Options Quick Guide is, I think it's 4 videos. It's $27. But if you're, like I said, the best value is if you're a VIP member of my courses, then I'll give you a $500 bonus course. That's a great place to get started as far as trading options. That will get you more and more comfortable and familiar with how I fulfill a lot of these classes. Okay. All right. On Flashpoint, does one fill better or faster than others? I mean, they're all S&P related. So your SPY, your SPX, your XSP should all fill around the same time. If you're looking for liquidity, SPY and SPX will be a tiny bit more liquid than XSP, but XSP has been improving a ton with liquidity. I mean, I trade it every single week. XSP I trade honestly. If I'm like stuck between trades and I don't really want to take a ton of risk, rather than doing like a butterfly spread or an iron fly, I'll take like a 3 or 4 wide on XSP and tighten the risk up and cut it in half. Right. So example, if I did an iron butterfly on SPX, it's probably going to be like $1,000 to $2,000 risk. If I do that on XSP, it might be under a couple $100 risk. You know, so the trade off is I make a little bit less money on XSP, but I also keep my risk very, very small. Okay. Godfrey saying, how does one join Diamonds? If you want to be a Diamond member, that's all access of everything. Usually that's a call to our team or an email to our team. So support, what is it? Support at prosperitypub.com or call our team. You can call them directly, 904-706-3537. They will happily work with you. A lot of you out there, if you already have a couple of my services, it doesn't hurt to have the conversation about diamond access, just because if you are trading with me, I've got a lot of traders that have known me for 10 plus years, and they're trading with me. They've got several of my courses. The full access is like, as I can, and I don't want to keep launching courses. The hard part for me is like, I know that anything that I'm launching, I'm trading with real capital, and it's my money, and I'm putting my money where my mouth is. And so I need to have the bandwidth to keep taking trades right alongside you in any service that I run. So I'm busy. I mean, you know as well as I do, like you see these live sessions, we're taking a lot of trades, we're touching on a lot of different courses, and I'm constantly trading, which is fine. But I also don't want to feel like I'm over trading or cannibalizing my same trades, when the reality is all of these different setups and all these different strategies, they don't overlap. In a way, they're gap fillers. You know, I don't have so if I just did one strategy, is it one strategy that's only short term? Is it one strategy that's only swing trading? Is it one strategy that's only big picture? I mean, these all kind of fill the gaps for me. And so I don't have anything right now that's like, oh, it's the exact same trade. It's not. All my trades are very different, unique, and I did that on purpose. So the hardest part is like, what else can I put in here? It's like right now, nothing. I mean, the reason Flashpoint works so well is because it's a complement to engineered options, and it's a different timeline. I'm on a different side of the option chain. I'm doing bull call debit spreads versus bull put credit spreads. and it's a shorter window. So it's very different, which is good. Okay. All right. How do we get the slides? I mean, I talk about these every single day. So just I mean, if you ever need to reach out to me or email me, you can ask the team all the time. support@prosperitypub.com. You can reach out to me. This is my email for any member, follower, chrispulverpub@gmail.com. I did a poor job the last couple of days getting my emails. I hope I got caught up last night. I had probably another 10 plus traders that reached out asking for the expected move box, which is a $20 indicator that I built. So if you want that, I sent that out to you. So anyway, good stuff. Okay, markets 73.77, hanging out around that positive negative gamma pivot point. Let's see what the gamma looks like this morning. 7,400 seems gettable. I know this is kind of early in the day to jump right into a double ups, but the tape looks pretty promising. So let me go SPX trade for the 20th. Can we get to 7,400 today? If we can, let's try a call fly maybe. See if I can go 74.05, 20 wide, keep it somewhat cheap. So that's a $3 debit. It's certainly cheaper than nothing, but let me try to get in this trade somewhat fast. Let's go maybe 330. Prices are dancing around a little bit. Let's go 330 or 20. All right, let's get 315. All right, I got a 310 fill for double up. We're going after it. I'm gonna try to go after like 7,400 with a pretty cheap butterfly spread. So first thing, new trade. Today's the 20th. I'm going 20 wide, 7385 call, 7405 call, and 7425 call. And that's a 310 debit. Looking for 7,400 to 74.15 gamma levels today. And if we get up there, 7,400, it's like if we start to hit that pin price at 74, and that's what I'd like to see, is we just start gravitating up towards this higher gamma level, hit some of these big key call walls. This is the highest absolute gamma at 7,400. There's your highest combined open interest at 7,400. You have the gamma levels up here as well for resistance, perhaps around 7420 to 25, and we have a potential absolute gex pin around 7,400. So if we can stay above 7370, I think we can get towards 7,400 today. I don't see much to the downside, but I know that it's very cheap to trade like a big butterfly down here would be pretty cheap. Like max pain for the day to the downside is 7,300. If the price even comes even remotely close to that, it should be very cheap. So if I turn that 310 into $150 to $200 or better, I'm probably taking profit on that. I don't necessarily want to sit on that trade all day. Okay, we are right at the positive negative gamma. Let's see what happens. I mean, we're starting off giving some of it back. We'll see if this area bounces. So recent lows, 73.35, right? If I did like a 30 butterfly, it might actually be pretty cheap to take a 30 butterfly if we have that direction on the day. Let's see if we get a bounce here before I just start throwing a bunch of butterfly spreads out. All right, I'm gonna look at some double ups or some daily profit play as well. Okay, so trades coming in. Let me get that trade in for double up. Okay. Trades in there. All right. Chart alarm at 7,400. We're bouncing off the HVL. Let's see if we get a bounce or a pop to the upside off of that. If we come down towards 35 again, set another chart alarm. See what happens. I mean, I don't really have a ton of that evidence today outside of maybe a little bit of gamma and that max pain point. That's around 73. Looks like 7,300. But we're bouncing back up. 70 is what we need to kind of see a line in the sand for the bulls to maintain posture. And we're off the lows by about 4 or 5 points. I'd like to see it stay there. But if we can just, kind of come up and kiss 7,400, that's really all I need. I'm just debating, like, do I want to throw in a second butterfly right now? I'll come back to that. All right. Let's have a look at some daily profit play. Let's get some levels. My expected move box. So gap adjusted 74.13 and 73.08. 74.13 and 73.08. I might go a little bit higher and lower and wider. Let's see what we have. Maybe a 30 by 45-ish. Let's see what that looks like today. So 74.30 by 45. So that's above my expected move box, 30 by 45. That is a 9 delta. If I match that, I've got an 8 delta at 73.05. I've got a gap adjusted at 73.08. Okay, 73.05. And go 15 wide. Similar trade to yesterday. I'm gonna. That's a pretty good looking fill actually. $1.80, $1.85. I'll take that. I can play some defense on this as well. That's 15 wide there. I'm gonna grab like a $1.80 here, $1.75 to $1.80. See, you get a $1.70. Come on, mid price. I'll go $1.65. Give me a $1.65. Fill me. Okay, $1.60. Come on. All right, $1.60 in for daily profit play. $1.60 credit. Okay, trades in. I'm going to take the exact same trade, and it's 15 wide. I'm going to go after $11 credit. Place in defense. I'm risking 4 to make $1,100 if it stays below 74.30 or stays above 7,300. Again, that $11 is likely not going to get filled. I'm just going to stick with that $1.60 right now, but that's a defense trade for now. And then I will kind of watch and see if I need to add anything else on like the butterfly side for double ups. Pin price at 74 still looks gettable, but there's a lot of potential, racers in here that could just sprout up throughout the day. There's some negative gamma, 73.15, 73.50 zone. We've seen that bounce a couple of times this week. So let's see what the market gives us. Okay. All right. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Anything else? Let's take a look. We got 938. Let's see if Flashpoint came in yet. If it is, I'll get that trade in. Flashpoint income. No alert yet. Should be coming in here the next minute or so. $11, Leslie. Pending order. I'll put that in. I'm doing the exact same thing on daily profit play. And I'm putting in $11 credit. And that is pending. This is risk 4 to make 11. And we're using the 9 delta sell strikes. That way, so one is filled, and that's active, and then one is pending. That's more of like a defense trade. Bob, it's okay, man. Look, if you're coming in for the first time as just a watcher, spectator, and you're not a member, you've never traded these services, like, yeah, you're going to be lost. We're live trading, dude. Right. So this is a busy session. I'm touching on a lot of these different strategies, but if you're a member of any of my services, there's education. There's lots of education. There's lots of education, lots of education, lots of education. Inside all these classrooms, there are core strategy videos. Okay. So how about this? For everyone that's watching, that's brand new, that's like, I have no idea what this guy's talking about. How about the other 400 members, 500 members that are watching, that are in my classes, that know that we've been doing this stuff like routines for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks for, the last 2 years. Like, give me some community effort and tell everyone they're in the right spot. Come in and join. You're here to learn. There you go. Manish, come on, man. I mean, got to be compliant, right? There you go. That's more like it. Keep at it. Trust the process. If you want to learn, you found the best teacher. Thanks. Appreciate that. Get comfortable with your platform. Stick with it. First day, Kenman. That's great. Excellent place. Taking me a while, but I've got 3 programs now doing great. Stephanie, that's awesome. Steve, thank you for that. Great educator. Check the video replays in the member area. Nice. Excellent teaching. Okay, good. MCP, it's like, that's why I built telegrams for everything. I've got telegrams now for every class. Every class is Telegram. The double upside alert this morning, daily profit latest alert this morning. I'm looking for Flashpoint right now. We should have a Flashpoint alert coming in now. Come on, man. It's 41. Where are we at? May 19th. Where's my 20th? I need a fresh print here. Okay. Appreciate that, Ernesto, Roger. Yeah. So what I'm saying is, a lot of people are coming here, probably watching for the first time, having no clue, and that's fine. But you have to understand, like, I'm not the teacher that's going to consistently leave people behind. Like, we will slow things down. We will have lots of bonus education. That's what all this stuff is down here. All this is to get people up to speed, right? Practical options is inside your classroom as a VIP member. One Trade Mastery is a free session. Options Whiteboard is a free session. Practical options, quick guide costs $27. I just want to get people on the same page. Be familiar with your broker platform, being able to follow an alert, place a trade, find your asset, find your expiration, put your calls and puts on there. It's just an option trade, but I'm not just, I'm not like talking over anybody. I'm not assuming that you know all this stuff. But the one thing you have to give me a little bit of grace on is, like, this is live trading and it's active trading, and we're doing this oftentimes in a same day environment. And so I'm pretty quick to jump from, like, chart to chart, and from service to service, and trade to trade, and strategy to strategy. A lot of people ask me too when I take my trades. So Target, by the way, is up about 70%. I'm going to take the profit on Target. I'm just going to take the profit. We're already down to 118. I don't want to sit on that any longer. So let's just take the profit, grab a 73% winner on Target, see if this will close out for a win. So right now that is up about, I'm going to go 70. Let's go like 80 cents credit. See if we get a little bonus there. Of course not. How about 75? You freaking turds. How about 70? All right, got filled for 70 cents credit on Target. I'm taking the winner. That was a 44-cent debit, closed out for 70. So not a bad return, like a 60, 70% return. That's coming into Newsbreakers really quickly. Newsbreakers, TGT, trade management update, TGT. Entry was 44 cents debit, closing at 70 cents credit. Taking the win. That return is, we made, that's 26 out of 44. That's a 59% winner. Okay. I would hang on to it longer, but price was up $5 above our strikes, and now it's down $4 below our strikes. It's a lot of volatility, and a calendar spread I want it to be like really tight to 122. It's just not there. Take the profit. I'm taking the profit. Nice, Chuck. Got filled for 85 cents on Thinkorswim. That's awesome. Okay. All right. Flashpoint's got to be new. Flashpoint. Curses. Let's go, Algo. Hang on. Okay. I'll get it plugged in. We'll see. Good fill on that, Chuck. If you got filled on target for 85 cents, that's a really good fill. That is a lot better winner than I had. So that's a 41 out of 44. Chuck's pulling a 93% winner out of target versus my 59%. Not too shabby. All right. I'm going to keep Telegram up on my other screen for Flashpoint. I'll see if that alert comes through here in a couple minutes. I just sent the team like, hey, what's going on? Spot check my algo. Yep. It should pop in on Telegram. Just give it a sec. All right. So target's done. That's a nice winner. We'll take it. Trades today. So my 160 was filled. Here's my 310. I'm going to get this one in. So 73.85. Okay. 73.85 call. 74.05 call. 74.25 call. That should be my double ups. And this is my daily profit play. There we go. So double up. There's a quick $40 right there. That's good. Let's see if price can make its way up to that 73.95, 7,400 handle. If it does, this could be a pretty nice win for $100+. I might just take it and not worry about it. I'll keep an eye on daily profit play as well. If anybody's wondering, so you saw what I did here. I'm going to ungroup this. Anytime. So this is why I like Tasty Trades. I can't do this on the web app or the web trading platform. I do this on the desktop. This is the easiest way for me to organize all of my trades with all my services, all my strategies. This is how I organize it. So I just highlight the trade and I right click and go group positions. And I can type in, for me, I just type in the strategy name. So DPP is daily profit play. Now I have that. And I know that for the morning, that's the trade that I'm watching for daily profit play. Double up. That's the trade I took this morning. We're already up $100, by the way. We're at 73.90 right now. This could get a little bit better if we creep up into like 7,400. This get pretty good. Look at that rip. Okay, let's keep an eye on this, huh? You can do it on the web app and group by, pick custom. Mike, are you talking in Tasty? Are you sure about that? I did not see that. Sweet, dude. Let me check it out. I'm going to log in and I'm going to put that to the test. All right, so let's go trading. SPX. All right, so here's an example. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm not getting the groupings here. Your group is by symbol. I see what you're saying. So you want to go to custom. Okay, here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we can group. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Okay, very cool. All right, so I'm going to group this. Excellent. 1, 2, 3, 4. And same thing here. Excellent, dude. Thank you, man. That's a huge help. Cool. Now we've got them labeled. Working orders, silver. That is a diagonal. Project options edge trade as well. And then this is speculation. All right, good stuff. Well, now I feel better. This is another 1111. Cool. All right, Mike, that's huge help. Thanks. No alert yet. Yeah, I know. I'm waiting. I'm watching. Okay. We are at so we had a run up here to 90, hanging out. Let's take a look at our GEX. I'm still looking at Telegram this morning for Flashpoint. Still no alert. Okay, I'm still looking. Sent. Yes. Okay. Okay, so we still have 7,400 growing. Looking gettable. Volume is decent at 7,400. I'm hoping we can just be patient and see price kind of creep up there. That should be enough to turn our double ups into a decent winner. It's up about $50 right now. Honestly, max risk of 310. I'd be pretty happy with a quick $150 to $200. Intraday, I'd be very happy with that for the day. Less, I mean, obviously there's a huge win potential of like, oh, I could make $1,700 on the trade, right? If I'm spot on at 74.05 by the end of the day. But if I can turn a 310 risk into a $150 to $200 winner, that's a pretty good return on risk, and that's intraday, and I can maybe get out of that in a couple hours. Keep an eye on it. Daily profit play, as long as price is below 7,430 or above 7,300, we should be pretty good in that realm as well. Live price is back down to 75. Got a noisy freaking market today, man. Wow, a lot of noise. And it says, what circumstances would you take I mean, it's really just more of the intraday circumstances. I mean, if I don't want to hold the trade all day, I mean, 50% is always a great winner. I mean, look, I take hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of daily profit play trades, and I'm happy at like 10 to 15% winners, right? So a double up trade that can give me 50%, or obviously there's the room to make hundreds of percent. But the reality is, intraday, if like I said, a $3 risk that I can turn into $2, $3 of profit, I'm going to take that. Like that's a very safe trade. Yes, the trade off is I can sit and I can wait longer and hope that I'm right, but I have no idea if price is going to be able to like hold that level all day and keep that level all day. Okay, I don't have it yet, Christy. It hasn't printed yet. My Telegram. I'm still waiting to see where my algo is. My bot's sleeping apparently, so I'm gonna have to dive in and see what the heck's going on. I ping the team. It's like, let's just double check, make sure we're good on the algo. It didn't get turned off or something. So, I mean, I will be. So right now, like the flashpoint alert, since it hasn't hit yet, I do know we're nowhere near the flashpoint pain level. So it's not like we're like, oh, we need to get in. We don't. It's going to be down here towards like probably 40 to 30. That's going to be the pain point. So I'm not worried about the trade yet. It's like, but I do want to see the alert post and give me my level. Chuck says, why such a difference between Tasty Trade, Thinkorswim up $80? Well, I mean, I'll tell you what I'm up. I'm showing, between $70 and $80 as well. I can look at closing this thing right now. It's trading for 395. I got in for 310. It's up to 395. I mean, I've got 80, $90 in my pocket. So if I want to take it, yeah, there it is. But if we get to 73.95 or 7,400, or I mean, this is just going to hopefully get even better. So I'll keep an eye on it. So let me see. I got a chart alarm set at 7,400. Just looks like a very noisy day thus far. You're up 122. Good. I mean, it's great. Yeah, but that should have nothing to do with my alert for the $1 trial for Flashpoint. That should have nothing to do with this alert. Like the alert should still come. You know, I mean, for the $1 trial, I'm pretty sure that nobody is getting the $1 trial. Nobody's getting the VIP Telegram. For the $1 trial, you get the one-click trading. All right. Anyway, is anything changing here? 74 still looks gettable. 1525 still gettable. HVL around 70. Gosh, I mean, one possible trade, and I mean this is a guess right now, but if we end up having like a big nothing day, if we have a big nothing day and we kind of hang out around 73.70 today, that wouldn't be terribly surprising. But if I want to take that trade, I'd probably do it on XSP and do an iron fly. I'm gonna see what it looks like. I'm not gonna if it's like 2-to-1, maybe a 2-to-1. Let me see. XSP for today, 7. So 7370. If I looked at 737 for a pin, 737 iron fly. Let's go see what the reward risk if I go 5 wide. That'd be like 50 wide XSP. So I'm risking $200 to make 290. I need price to stay below 7,400 and above about 73.40 on this trade, if I'm right. If I tighten it up here, I get 250 to risk 140. I mean, if I want to keep it pretty wide, hang on, bro. All right, somewhere maybe between the HVL or the positive negative gamma pivot and that 7,400 pin, maybe something like that. That's 5 wide, so 280 to risk 220. I mean, again, it's a 1-to-1, but this might keep me pretty safe on the day unless we have a huge direction. I think I'm gonna take this trade. This could be good enough for double ups. In all honesty, it's you know, I mean, we can turn a 220 risk into maybe $100, $150, maybe up to $280. This wouldn't be a terrible one. All right, so I think I'm going to take this trade for like 275, 280. That's not a bad kind of neutral day. If we have a very sideways neutral day and we kind of hang out around that opening price, this is a lower risk trade. I'll throw it in here for like 280 to 275. 275, get filled. Let's go. All right, 275. I'll throw this in for double ups. If you want a little extra, I mean, we can still get to that 7,400 level, but I'm going to throw in another one. New trade, different symbol. So this is XSP. And it is 738. And I'm going 5 wide. $733. 275 credit. That's a 215 or 225 max risk. Looking for price to stay less than 740 and above 735. Okay. So far, a lot of chop. This is good for daily profit play. Showing a small profit already. Double up if we start pushing up towards 73.90, 95, or 7,400. Should be seeing a nice profit move on that one. I mean, gamma still looks promising. We're above the positive negative gamma pivot point, which is encouraging. Big volume at 74, up here into 50. I mean, this hasn't changed. Like this profile looks pretty good. The tape looks pretty good. Let's just see if we get one of those like slow grinds to the upside, or we get a little move later in the day. Okay, I've inquired on multiple channels about Flashpoint. I'm not sure what's happening with my bot to give me my alert, but let's figure it out. How much does Tasty change or charge? Charge for trading one SPX contract. Um, well, I usually don't trade one leg SPX. It's usually multiple. So typically for me, it's like 240 for the 4 leg spread, $2.40 for the 4 leg spread, and then a CBOE feed for like $3 to $4, something like that. Yeah. So I mean, if I have $100 winner, I'm probably netting like 96 or $97. It's is it good till can't? I mean, I'm already in the trade for 275. I got filled. So I mean, if you want to go down to like 274, I'm just trying to get in the trade, but I got filled for 275 credit. It's filled. It's a 0 DT. So what do we want to see on that trade? Well, I want to see price hang out around 738 or 737 all day. So maybe if it just hangs out there for the day, great. But it's a lower risk trade. We'll see. Yes, for double ups, correct. Yep. So double up has 2 trades this morning. We have the SPX butterfly, and then I put in an XSP ironfly. I'll keep an eye on them. I'm just looking for net profit. Between those two, I'm looking for net profit. Flashpoint, I ping the team. I'm asking somebody to go check in on my robot and make sure it, slap it around and wake it up. Get an alert out here, hopefully. I mean, price isn't pulling back. So, I mean, I know we need the pullback, but if we start seeing price dropping, then, obviously there's a level that I want to be trading at. I will keep an eye on that. Okay. So far, put that other trade in for double up. So SPX daily profit play is good. Double up is fine. I want to see more profit on that, obviously. XSP, this one is a double up. There we go. So this is going to be a slow grind all day. This one's like better later in the day. And then what else? NVIDIA earnings, a couple chart alarms, keep an eye on some stuff. Take a look at our gamma profile. Not much lighting up for pin prices to the downside. Max pain around 7,300. Support this week at 7,350, 7,330. See if it keeps dancing around between the 7,370, and hopefully we're just going to use that to kind of work our way back up towards 7,400 today. I mean, these are kind of your 3 front runners for pin prices, but you want to see this stay in positive gamma. Volume looks good. Gamma looks good. Absolute Gex looks good. Open interest looks good. Hopefully that matters. TJ, we took profit on that already. We took profit on TGT this morning. I put it in Telegram for newsbreakers. TGT is at 118. We had the 122. With earnings, it's still offering a profit. I closed out for like a 60% winner. So it's already been posted in the chat. Telegram. So TGT here. I got in for 44, closed out for 70. It's trading for about 60 to 65 cents right now. And look, it was up to like 127 yesterday. Now it's down to 118. Very slippery. I'm happy that we actually grabbed some profit on it. Nice, Rick. Good close. That's fine. All right. Yep. Good. Okay, let's take a look at some other earnings plays. I know we priced out Target. That was fine. I have a pending order on Lowe's. Has not been filled. Walmart. Walmart has earnings, I believe, on Thursday. Is it Thursday after market? Let me double check this. Walmart is Thursday at the open. Okay, John Deere as well. Deckers, I tried to price in. Weekday, or workday, tried to price in. Those were not great. Yeah, Walmart. I mean, it's like consumer stuff. Let me see what the expected move is. We've had some decent moves on Walmart lately. Let's just look at the averages. Let's go option slam here, Walmart. Newsbreakers, Joe. So Walmart averages about 5%. We're getting some 6 and 7s in here. So it can certainly pop higher than what the mean is. Let's see what the broker has pricing for it right now. Walmart. I mean, a 77 IV rank on Walmart seems really, really high. But again, it can be very slippery. Like, I mean, Target had a crazy high IV rank. Let's see what the broker has planned for Friday. Plus or minus 566. That's like less than the expected move, I think, or what I've seen in the average option move for earnings. 566 out of a 131. 4.3%. The average move is 5.14. So, I mean, a calendar spread just doesn't seem attractive enough. If we have a move that's 5 or 6%, we're going to get busted up on a calendar spread. So I'll probably just wait. Let's check one thing on Walmart. Is it a buy the dip type stock? Snowflake looks good, but their price to earnings is really high though. I mean, this is like the highest it's ever been. Fair value 125. I mean, I don't think I'm going to get amazing put spreads. I'd like it. I mean, I'd like to sell like a, I don't know. This might be way out there, but like, doing some type of ratio spread for Project Options Edge around $100. This is our Liberation Day low of $80. Let me see what that looks like. That's probably not going to be a good fill at all, but let's see what it looks like by the end of the year. It's not awful. That low is $80. So 90 by 85. No, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I'd own shares of Walmart at 90. With a ratio spread, I'd own it at 85. Probability profits is pretty high, but it's like I'm not excited about making $50 in that trade. I'd be more excited about owning Walmart at $85 than I would be making $50 on the trade. So I don't know. Probably just going to stay out of that one. I did not, Johnny. No, Johnny was asking about Domino's Pizza. I literally, I played around with the strikes. I played around with the credits. I was willing to go down to, like when I put on Domino's Pizza yesterday. So what Johnny's talking about is I was looking at Domino's Pizza down to like a $200 strike. I was looking like a 220 or 210, and the credit showed like $5. So I started the trade at 5, went to 490. Excuse me. Went to 490, 480, 470, 460, 450, 450, all the way down to like $4. Couldn't get filled. Open interest was it wasn't high, but it wasn't nothing. It wasn't a zero. So I thought, man, there's got to be some liquidity to get this thing filled. It didn't get filled. So I didn't get a trade on Domino's Pizza. I will look at it again today. I mean, maybe it was because it was later in the day, but I was looking at like end of the year. I mean, $200. We're talking like 2019 lows. I mean, COVID lows were 276. So I was looking down here like the 220 handle. Let me see if I can get something on it today. I think I canceled all the orders because I just could not get a fill. So here's Domino's Pizza, January 2027. I mean, the premium just jumps off a cliff. I mean, you still have some open interest, not a ton, but enough for me to say, well, if I did a 230 by 210, could that give me at least some profit? Sure. 220 by 210, this just seems like a totally different price than what I looked at yesterday. Look at this. So a 220 by 210 shows about $1 credit. This one shows $4 credit. Obviously, that's what I was trying to get filled on yesterday, and it just wouldn't take. So realistically, this is probably the trade. If I want a Domino's pizza, I probably have to settle for like a dollar credit versus what I thought I was going to get was something like this, which is, I'd love a $400 winner with a 94% chance of profit. Okay. So, I mean, I think that the structure remains. I mean, Domino's Pizza, we get a support structure. It's been holding for years here. I mean, I'm pretty sure even if the consumer is struggling, you can buy a cheap pizza. If I could trade Little Caesars publicly, I would because their value of $5 hot and readies or $5 or $6 hot and readies for the last several years. It's like they are a volume king, and I mean Domino's Pizza is not a slouch. So DPZ, I mean Snowflake is decent. The only problem would be like, are they closing franchises for? I mean, I hope that's not the case. Pizza's easy peasy, man. 17 times earnings. I mean, says we got upside. That's good for discounted cash flow model. We're at lows. I mean, if I wanted to be more aggressive, I would just play it right in here, like the 270 to 250. I just don't want to see the structure break. So I'm just trying to play it pretty safe. Would I be, surprised to see us go high, low, lower, high, lower, low, and then bounce back up? Not at all. But rather than trying to guess and pick the bottom and own the shares, I'm like, let's just go a little bit lower. Let's play the 200 handle. Let's keep it out. Right? Let's keep it out of there. Okay. I see that price is breaking down a little bit. I've got the team looking into the Flashpoint. Let's see if we can get an alert. We're probably going to have alert posting somewhere down here towards like the 45 or 30 handle based on the pain point that I'm looking at. Let's see if my gamma profile is changing at all. Oh, there's a spot there. Son of a biscuit, man. Well, I don't see pin prices. Man. I mean, we tested 50, we tested 35. Max pain today around 7,300. 7,315 is a pretty large gamma level. But we have just flipped over into negative gamma a tiny bit. Now that, like, again, the pin price is still there. It is waning in volume. Doesn't mean that it's not available. It's just it's going to be something I've got to kind of hang on to and see if the market wants to get a rally into the day. But let me see. Like this trade for this would be ownership at $200. Could I get it for? Let me see if I can get like $2 credit. I'll take the trade if it fills. Let's go. I'm going to go margin account here. I mean, I got filled. All right, I just got filled on Domino's Pizza for $322. That's not bad. I'm going to see if I can get filled for more. So similar. I'll do another margin account. This one I'm going to try for, $4 credit. So didn't get filled at 4. Let me try 350. Let me try 325. 325 getting filled. This is going to be a project options edge trade. So I'll take the trade. 325 credit getting filled. All right, cool. So yeah, I'll get these filled up from margin accounts. Okay, so there, filled. All right, Project Options Edge, you're getting a new trade. This is going to be, so we have a trade on Workday that got filled. That's in your tracker, I believe. Workday got filled. I'm adding another one, trade number 141. So trade number 141. That is DPZ. Today's the 20th. So it's a 220 by 210. $325 credit. That would be ownership 200. So yeah, $20. All right. Posting Telegram right now. Trade number 141, DPZ. $325 credit, filled. Ratio spread. Probability wise, we're looking at about a 92% chance of profit. And the Ivy Rink is pretty high for Domino's Pizza. Hopefully that would settle a little bit, but willing to own shares if price is less than 210. Break-even price, if assigned, would be 200 minus 325, so 16, be 196.75. And I'll add covered calls to repair. Okay, trades in. Yep, look at that bad boy. All right, let's take a look at double ups. That's a lot of freaking noise, man. Look at this garbage. Look at that garbage. Woo. All right, on a day like that, let's get out of double up. This thing seems pretty freaking messy today. I just had the chart alarm go off. What's our double up trading for right now? I know it's early. It just seems like the market is being all sorts of noisy today. Double up is showing $100. Let me see if I can get out here. $100. Back to 89. We poked 74. What is happening? So we poked all the way up to 74.04. Wow. I mean, this is an absolute mess. All right, I'm going to grab $100 out of double ups and just not worry about this garbage. This is way too noisy today. Let's see if we can get out for, we got in for 310. Can I get 410 out of this? We're at 393. I mean, come on, prices. I'm asking for a little measly $100. All right, just got filled for 405 credit. I'm taking $95 on double up. I'm just getting out of this crap. That's way too volatile. All right. Double up. Trade management. Too noisy right now. Gamma is messy. Today's SPX butterfly spread entry was 310 debit. Closing 405 credit. Taking the $95 winner. All right. And then XSP, are we in a couple of dollars or no? It's messy. Double up is down $20. Let me see. I think I'm just going to eat it. If I lose $20, I lose $20. I'm just going to eat it. I'm just not going to worry about this volatility today. 2.90. Take a small loss. We got in for 275. Got it for like 295, $20. All right, I'm out for 294. XSP, double up trade management. XSP entry was a 275 credit. Closing for a 294 debit. Taking the small loss. Not going to sit and ride out this intraday volatility. All right, so just making it simple. Small loss in XSP, adequate win. $95 win on double up SPY Butterfly or SPX Butterfly. Just way too volatile right now. So if things look a little bit better, so be it. There is a VIX expiration today, by the way, so there's another reason the market might be jumping all over the place. Hopefully, our daily profit play will be relatively safe, which I put in the 30 by 45. So this daily profit play, it's down a few bucks. I'll keep an eye on the double up and torture myself with it. Right now, it's like whatever. It's bouncing around. You can see the mid prices all over the place. But if you can get 410, 415, 420, 430, over $100 is pretty fine. It's coming back in that wheelhouse. So let me see what where's my daily profit play at? Daily profit play level is 30 by 45. So 30 here and 7,300 here. So that's where I want price to stay. If we get a freaking move to the upside, I'm going to be super pissed to see this market like rip the day before, NVIDIA earnings. And we had this stupid type of inefficient day. I mean, again, this is gap adjusted with a plus minus 44.72 on a Wednesday. I'm just hoping the market's not going to, run relentlessly. So let's see what happens. But how do you get to 7,400? You have it in 5 minutes. That's how it happens. Okay, so we just had an update. Flashpoint income. I just had the team reach out, said that the hosting service right now for my algo, the outage. We had an outage last night, so I don't have my algo. Shit, it's out of commission right now for today. It'll be repaired, but I'm gonna keep an eye. I mean, honestly, it's not getting filled. The pain point's not getting hit today. Prices are up, but that is super stupid. So hands are tied. But I to be honest though, I'd rather see, if we're ever gonna have an issue or an outage, I'd rather see it where price is up and it's like, well, there's no fill yet anyway. There's no pain in the market, so there's no trade. Where we're at for engineered options this week, we should actually be positive, I think, for engineered options going into today. The question is, do we need to protect? Let me go SPX, actually XSP for the week. So SPX for the week. We should be trading around 739. What were our trades this week for XSP engineered options? Okay, so we have participation and break even. All right, we got the defense trades pending too. So still working the 26th because we have Memorial Day on Monday. So I still have pending order in case we have a pullback. We also have end of the month trades still pending as well. Let's see here. GS Smith got 440 on double up. Nice, dude. That's really good. Yep. Like I said, I'm going to torture myself on that trade just because I'll look and see like, oh, what it could have been. We're trading at, I mean, we're at 73.86. I mean, it's just really volatile, man. I'm showing like $4 mid price. So when that little poke up to, I mean, we had a couple pokes here at 7,400. It's just really volatile. So I think it's a good day just to not force trades. Clearly, the market's antsy about something. It could be the VIX expiration. It could be all about NVIDIA earnings. It could be a big choppy day. That's not fun to trade. Not fun to trade. Jan, that's why I mean, that's why we have classrooms and we have core strategy videos. So give me an example. Like, Jan, what's the trade you're talking about? I mean, if I'm opening a trade and I here, I'll just walk you right through it. This trade right here, this trade got filled. Okay. A new trade, sell to open a trade is sell to open. So what you're telling me is you're probably using a Schwab platform, like a web platform, versus a Tasty Trade or a Thinkorswim that's a little bit faster on the web, that you just click the bid or click the ask and you automatically have your sell or your buy trade. So when I open a trade, it's always to open. When I close a trade, it's always to close. So for me to have to type sell to open, buy to open, it's always what I'm doing when I'm opening a trade. Right? And if I'm closing a trade, it's going to be sell to close, buy to close. So that's why I just the only prerequisite that I have for my followers is that you can navigate a broker platform and follow these trades in your broker platform. That's it. So I'll be honest, I don't want to type sell to open. You know why? Because every trade when I open is a sell to open. And when I issue a close, it's always sell to close, buy to close. Do you see it say sell to open here? It's a -1 or +1, right? So, I mean, again, email me. What can I help with? But the only time that I ever had to use sell to open, buy to open, and make that very explicit was when I had a broker that's how I had to put in the ticket. And the only one I can think of off the top of my head is Schwab. Schwab.com. Not Thinkorswim, not Tasty Trade, not Interactive Brokers, but like an E-Trade, a Fidelity, when you have to like click on the sell to open. You can go to an option chain, just click on the bid, click on the ask. That's a sell or a buy. Okay. So again, if you want to email me, chrispulverpub@gmail.com, let me know how I can help. Hopefully that's easier. Let's see here. U.S. Coast Guard commence. I mean, is he on the calendar today? I just think it's going to be a pretty noisy day. I mean, it makes sense. It's like, yeah, but this is not fun. Like I'm telling you, this is not a fun day. It's like we just had to move up 30 points. We had to move up 48 points. I mean, these are all happening in 10 minutes. Like that's a lot of noise, right? I mean, granted, is the market failing the structure that I see here? Not really. It still shows like 7,400 seems to be holding for a pin price. 74.10, 15.20 seems like a gettable level. But when the market's down to 65 and rips up to 7,400, falls back down 20 points, it's like, no thanks. There's clearly a lot of jumping going on. So I don't want to, subject myself to a lot of the uncertainty and volatility when hopefully all I really need to see happen today is we stay below 74.30. We stay above 7,300. We grab a couple bucks out of daily profit play. We snuck in a couple dollars on double ups and we, win the day and then we can see what NVIDIA brings us tomorrow. Okay. Right. And all this is happening in the first hour. So yeah, it's very noisy. But also, like I said, VIX expiration today, which also makes sense. I think this is where you're probably getting some new positioning going into tomorrow. The underbelly of the market, this is the one thing that does concern me for tomorrow. It just depends if the market's going to react adversely to it. Here's a weekly chart of the SPX, right? We've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks in a row, all green, all closing higher. That's a big stretch. Could the market go 8, 9, 10 weeks? Sure. Has that happened in the past? Sure. Is it very probable? Not really. Not with this velocity that we move to the upside. So, I mean, I wouldn't be terribly surprised to see the market have some type of pause or pullback, and we just, we have a bit of the breaks, like the breaks. That's the crazy part is like breaks are good. Like if you run if you run this whole global economy so freaking hot, you run the U.S. economy so freaking hot. I mean, you are going to force the Fed to raise rates and put on the brakes and take away the punch bowl. If we run this economy too hot, the Fed will be raising rates. And that's going to be a completely counterintuitive way for the markets to think like, well, where's our growth at then? Right? Yields are already on the rise. Inflation's already high. Pay at the pump is high. The Fed doesn't want to raise rates, but they're not in a position they can confidently say they're going to cut rates either. So, yeah, but that's not true, Pete. If we go to the watch tool, are we up to 50% on that like January 20 or the 2027s? Here's the probabilities. There's no 50% here. So, I mean, look at how close these are. I would say if anything, the slight edge to a right hike. So this column here, let me box this in. This column would be the hike. This column would be the hike. Okay. December 9th, we're talking a 2% differential. So, I mean, it's still a wash at this stage. Yes, it's a slight edge by 2%, but when you get to January 2027, that 9% differential says, okay, well, that might be the first hike. And then if they hike, which is going to be one time, then that one hike, whenever it comes, if it comes, that hike is going to remain as a pause. But right now, I would say the likelihood of a hike is probably not 2026, but rather 2027. I think the Fed will do nothing, and they're just going to wait and kind of ride out some of the volatility, not come to the rescue, not overreact, and not be super, super reactive. And again, they're going to be criticized for it because if inflation keeps running higher, if yields keep rising, I mean, the Fed should hike to slow things down. But that's another headwind is if they hike in the wake of this crazy growth and this crazy run to the upside, that puts on a lot more uncertainty ahead with like, well, are we choking out growth? Can we not grow now? Because inflation's still hot. And that's the Fed really acknowledging that it is too hot. So I don't know, man. It's a really delicate situation. I don't want to be Kevin Warsh, but I mean, I think we got a trigger trade on Flashpoint. Okay, good. Good. So we got it repaired. That's nice. I figured the outage would be short and sweet, but still, that was frustrating to not get it this morning. So here we go. So Flashpoint comes in. It is sorry for the delay on that. The good thing was price hasn't been getting beat up too badly. So I mean, we're up here towards 74.05. What's our double up, by the way? I'm going to torture myself really quickly. It's up to 450 now. 450, 460, 470. Certainly a better profit. But I don't know if you're going to get filled there either. You could probably get like a 430, 40-ish, 50, which would be a great trade. I'd be totally happy with that. If I closed it out for 425 or 450, I'd be pretty happy with that in the morning, especially dealing with that kind of noisy volatility. All right, I'm going to take a look at Flashpoint today. So the trigger level is going to be 73.35 is my spread price. So I'm going into 73.35. Again, unlikely going to get tested today or hit, but I'll throw it in and I'll have a pending order. So I'm just following along with the Flashpoint today, 73.35 by 40. That'd be a cheap debit for 240, and it's good for the day. And 72.80, my second level, 80, 85, 270 debit, good for the day. All right, so the good part is my job is done. Flashpoint alert finally came out. Sorry for the delay, but now I have 2 pending orders. We'll see what happens. Oh, you're right. Thank you for that. Duh, I need to follow my own freaking rules. Yes. You're right. May 22nd. Yes. So we're always looking for 2 days of trading. So you are correct. Thank you for that. I was wondering why I had those overlapping strikes. Um, let's go May 22nd, 7335 to 40 for 240. Again, I'll still make the trade good for the day. And 7280. 270. Debit, good for the day. Pending orders. In like Flynn. Are we still in daily profit play? Yes, I'm still in. And I'm down $70. Okay. I mean, we still have, let's look at the expected move. Expected move for today, for the 20th. So right now, my 74.30 is trading about a 22 delta. One thing I could look at for a little defense, 25 by 35 by 50. Could I play some defense today and make it cheap? I mean, that's not a bad defense trade. If we think that we could get threatened around 35 or 40 today, for 5 cents, I could play defense to get like $1,000 profit trap. Okay. Zoom user, I'll tell Lance you said that. Because I'm not Lance. Flashpoint trades in Telegram. So let me make sure I'll tell Jordan Flashpoint. Okay. Because we had the delay. All right. So what I'm thinking here is if I can get a small credit. Thanks, Pete. That's funny. Yeah, the VIP. So there was a mix up in like the VIP Telegram. It should be inside your let me ask and see if they have it resolved. I saw that popping up yesterday. Okay, by the way, Flashpoint wasn't the only service that experienced this. We had Income Machine. We had like 3 or 4 services that were down today from our like algo host service. So anyway, I'm just glad we got ours back up and running. Let me do the hell was I just talking about? Oh, the VIP Telegram. Let me ask here on Flashpoint. Okay. Yeah, so it's in one-click trading. Joe, if you're a Flashpoint member, even for $1, you're still getting the Flashpoint trade on one-click trading. It'll get posted. Yep. All right. Team's working on it. It'll be posted. Just bear with me. They're pending orders. I'm gonna look at this trade here for some credit. Let me contemplate. Do I want to go? So that credit, I mean, this isn't terrible. This is a $5 profit trap and throw an extra 50 cents. This doesn't really help with my 15 wide as much as a $1,000 profit trap would help, but that is risking $950 to make up to $550. Obviously, the defense of it doesn't get kicked in. All right. So I'm debating, right? It's like I can have a $500 profit trap. This doesn't really make it a huge help. I'm still risking $950 if I go a little bit wider here. So that's a $1,000 profit trap. I've got to pay for that one though. That's my only beef. Is like this gives me a break even of around 7,445. That's enough to kind of cover my risk and cover my butt on that 30 by 45 bear call spread. Let me see. I'm going to see if this trade will take for like a 5 cent debit. This would be really cheap. Let's try a 5-cent debit. I'm gonna put this will be a top defense trade for daily profit play. Actually, you know what? Let me work something else. Um, could I do a very, very small risk if I did a put fly? So buy, sell, buy. So something like this. That's not really great defense. I mean, it's defense, but there's a risk up there. I'm trying to keep this risk as small as possible. That's more risk than I want. This should be even less risk. Yeah, it'd be up here. So that's where I could really tighten up the risk and say, okay, well, I can collect, $4.30. And if price is, and this is kind of a nice trade actually. If price is greater than 7460, I can pull off a $985 winner by only risking $15 on this trade. That's not a bad trade, but there's no defense right here where I need it the most. If I'm going to have the most risk in my daily profit play, I have no defense here. I'd have to have the market really blow me out to the upside to take on a very low risk trade, right? I risk $15, but I can make up to 1,000. Well, that will offset this by quite a bit, which is fine. But my goal is can I win the day? So that's not bad, but can I do something like this instead? I mean, closer. Yeah, it's just tough to build out that extra profit trap. There's not bad. Small risk. Wow, that's crazy. I go from like a $15 risk to like 50. Anyway, I think I'm going to put on this trade for let's go 25, 35, 55. See what that looks like for a debit. Small debit. I will take this trade. Break even would be 45. Let's see if I can get a 5-cent debit. 5-cent debit. Come on, you turd. 10-cent debit. So basically, I'm paying 10 cents. I do have risk, okay? But that risk is hopefully not going to be applied or needed because do I think price will be above 74.55 today? My hope and, math is saying no. So I'm going to try to put this trade in for 10 cents. So I got top defense in for 10 cents. I'm going to take the same trade, but this time I'm going to say give me $10 credit. That way I'm risking that would be 10 and 10. That should be like a $500 risk. Similar order. $10 credit. Is that right? 9. There we go. All right. So probably like a 750 credit. So risk another 250 to make up to $1,700. That would help. That puts my break even at 45. Puts a break even up to like 5250. I mean, this is like a 97% chance it stays out of the money. So I'll put in a 750 credit as another defense trade. Unlikely going to get filled, but playing some defense. All right, top D's coming in. We're good on Flashpoint. Sorry for the delay. It's coming in. It's you got your pick of SPY, SPX, and XSP pending order. Good for the day. If it doesn't get filled today, we have price at 73.98. There's been just a little noise this morning, but there has not been the pain and the pullback like we saw yesterday, which is what we want. Our daily profit play I want to see price staying below 74.30. I put a pin price in at I think 35. Yep. So pin price at 35. I'm going to put a green line right here at 35. That's a pin price. And I'll box it in as well. So from 35, basically from 30 to 40, 30 to 40, I've got a little trap up here. Hopefully it's safe. So from 30 to 40, that's like a $500 profit trap. If it pins exactly at 35, that's a $1,000 profit trap. That certainly helps. Mike, XSP, it's in the alert. You can see it in one-click trading. So XSP has the alerts. Yep. So they have the entries. They're debit spreads, so they have the entries. So you buy your call, sell your call, put in your debit price. And if they get activated, then you go in and put in your pending order to close. Okay, yep, I'll post that. Top defense coming in hot. Let's go to top defense. Again, optional trade. SPX 520 expiration. I'm buying the 7425 call, selling the 7435 call, and then I believe I went 5.5. Yep, 7455 call. I got filled for a 10-cent debit. Filled. So paying 10 cents for a potential $10 profit trap. There's still risk if SPX is greater than 7455. But at least that way, if my levels are threatened with out of the money, lower deltas, outside the expect to move box, we really, I mean, again, I'm like, hopefully we're not going to see price, closing above like 74.40, 74.45 today. So we'll keep an eye on it. Flashpoint trades posted at 6:41 a.m. Melinda, are you in like Hawaii? I mean, they should be. I'm just for me. I always think in trading of Eastern time zone. Opening bell is 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. Close at 4 p.m. Eastern time. All my trades are posted. My computer. I'm in Utah and Mountain Time. I always have my computer set to Eastern time. So the alert that came out for Flashpoint came out like it was after 10 o'clock. It was. We should have that alert should be posted every day by like 9:40 a.m. It was definitely late today. It came out at 10:32 a.m. So it should be a fresh May 20th stamp. The expiration I'm using is a 5/22. I'm going out 2 trading days. And you have your pick of SPY, SPX, or XSP. Okay. All right. Any other thoughts, questions, concerns? But I see your comment there. These trades, I mean, I've taken trades this morning for daily profit play. Trades this morning as I closed out my winner for newsbreakers. I took 2 trades on double ups and closed them. That's very fast. Usually I don't have to, work and put on the trades that early and take them off. Like entry and exit within like an hour and a half is way faster than I typically have. Flashpoint income, we finally got the alert. It was delayed, but we have it. So it's going to sit in pen for the day. Put in a new trade today for Project Options Edge. Look, you are joining me every single day for a free session that allows me to look at all of my different services. I promise you that if you are in any of my services here, these all have great education in them. What are we doing? What are we doing every single day? What are we doing every single week? What's our core strategy? All these classrooms have education. All right. So the one thing as a follower, as a member to any of these services that I would say I ask you to be comfortable doing, it's following the trade in your broker platform, which means you have to get comfortable with your broker platform. You have to get comfortable with your broker platform. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter if it's whatever the broker is. I don't care if you trade Robinhood. It's, are you comfortable setting up trades? If you can follow every alert that I take, right? If you're not there yet, well, navigate a couple videos on your broker platform. Check and see if they have education inside your platform. Here, look, here's education, Thinkorswim. I bet there's tons of videos inside their platform on using Thinkorswim. Trading. Okay, Thinkorswim basics. Customizing your charts. I mean, there's tons of stuff on YouTube. So that's like the one bare minimum thing that I ask traders to be comfortable with is navigating your broker platform, right? The trade I took today in double up. Here's SPX. It was a 0 DTE. So I looked at it today. The trade was a 74.05. It was a butterfly spread. So I did a 74.05. That was my sell. 25 by 85. So it was a 1. Actually, that was the 2, 1, 1. I hate how they do this, actually. So I sold the 74.05 with 2 contracts. I bought the 20 wides. And right now that's showing about 480, 490. That is a much better profit at 10:51 in the morning than what I close out for this morning with all the noise. So if I was in the trade still, let's say we close out for 480. Well, 480 out of a 310 debit, you're up 170 bucks. That's a 54% return in the morning. I'm much happier with that as a result. We had like 30 to 40 points of movement in 5 and 10 minutes. It was very messy and very noisy. So I got out early with, $95 winner, but I'd be much happier with that winner right now at 10:51. So, the market just kind of chopped around and it was really volatile and I didn't feel like sticking around. That's on me. Okay. But if you're comfortable navigating a broker platform, you can place a trade. I mean, look, I take the trade live, I throw it in Telegram, you have it. It is as fast as I can make it. Okay. That is why in all of my classes, this has member Telegram. 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 This and this and this. They have member Telegram. That's why. If I take the trade live, I post it to members. That's as fast as I can deliver it. Okay. There's going to be a little lag between one-click trading because I take those trades, copy them, give them to the team to post in one-click trading. Hopefully they can get that in there within a minute or two. But that also relies on somebody watching, the channel and making sure that they can post it. Okay. All right. And if for whatever reason I'm seeing it never loads, what doesn't load? Telegram? I mean, if you're ever having any issues, that's why we have a support team. Contact them. You can email them or talk to them directly. Call them. They will help. Okay? No, nobody should be without the resources of every classroom I provide. There's education, there's bonus education, there's Telegram access. If you have like the standard membership or a VIP membership, there's a difference in those classrooms. But talk to the team, right? Please, it's your class. Get the resources. Okay. Okay. All right. Fabian says, why are we negative? Well, because we're not center, right? I mean, we opened up here and we took the trade with this based on our high and this based on our low. Are we centered? No, we're shifting. So the deltas on the calls have gone from like a 9 delta to probably more like a 20 delta. That's why we're taking on risk right now. The sensitivity of 0 DD is this market is not, it's no longer like neutral for us because we've seen price basically move up about 30 points. That's a big shift. That's why you're showing a risk. Okay. All right. Market maker move that remains. I'm showing about 24 points remaining. So my daily profit play is here at 30 and 45. I have defense at 25 and 35. That would help me protect up to about, I mean, if price is at 74.40, I can protect $500 there. If it's at 74.30 or 74.35, there's $500 to $1,000. I'm hopeful that we don't see price, breaching and closing above 74.25 or 30 today. Looking at gamma again. I mean, do I think that price can hit 20, 15, 20 or 25 today? Yeah, sure. It could probably hit it, poke it, but I'm hoping that it's going to continue to fall back into and maybe settle around 7,400. That'd be great. I mean, if this looks like a good pin candidate, it'd be a great spot to settle and see price, maybe hit the high for the day and then settle back into about that 7,400 area. Okay. So, I mean, I have to watch. We're at 10 right now. What's our, and again, like I said, I'm going to torture myself. There's my field trade on XSP. That trades, again, 470, 475, another, 50, 60, $70 higher than where I closed out earlier. Fine. This this trade gets really good. If it's 3 in the afternoon and we're trading around 74.10 or 74.05, this trade's going to be worth $500 to $1,000. It is, but when we had 30 to 40 points in 10 minutes in the first hour, multiple times, I'm like, I'm just not going to deal with this volatility. So I closed it out. I'm still looking. I don't mind, maybe sitting on maybe a 7,400 for the day and see if this actually holds true. We're in positive gamma. That's encouraging. If we hang out and this area grows between 7,400, 7,410, like this is fine. So if I took a small loss, I mean, one thing I'm gonna look at right now is let me see if I can get like a 740 or 741 on XSP, and maybe I can catch some of this area. I mean, if it's going to hold true and this is where prices are going to pin, then I could probably get like a 740, 741 XSP pin trade. That's not going to cost me an arm and a leg. So let me take a look at that price. I might add this to double ups. Let's see what happens. So 741. If I went 3 or 4 wide, so let's go 4 wide. So it's just over a 1-to-1. So it's kind of an all or nothing trade. I can't sprinkle in a bunch of freaking butterflies if I do something like this. It's like if I win, I'm risking about $180 to make 220. But this gives me some flexibility where if price is, under 743 or above 739, we're going to hang out between like 7,400, 7,390, 7,410. This could be a, profitable trade. It'd be a little bit cheaper to pin it at 40. Now I get 220 to risk 180, but when I'm looking at my gamma this morning, I mean, if this is at all accurate with one of these two levels, either 74, 74.15 or 74.25, if I'm pinned at 74.10 and I'm getting at least enough room here, I mean, I'm kind of throwing out my net that allows me to maybe grab some profit. I don't think this is a terrible trade. Okay. So I think I'm going to take this one. We're at 2. See if I get 220. I mean, at least 215, but 220. Hopefully I can get filled at 220. So 218. Hopefully 215 is my minimum fill. 17. All right, I just got filled for 216. I'm going to take this trade. I like this one. All right, I'm going in. All right, so I'm adding another XSP trade. This is optional. I mean, we already have net profits on the day for double up. You certainly don't have to follow this trade, but this is what I'm doing. Double up. I'm going to give it another fighting chance. This is XSP. I'm doing an iron fly. So if you want it, you got it. Okay. Shaking out with small loss or small win, small net win earlier this morning. 7,400, 7,410, 7,420 area. Still looking promising for gamma levels today. Adding a lower risk XSP iron butterfly. So 520 expiration. I am selling the 741. I'm going 3 wide, 4 wide. 745. 741. 737. So collected 216 credit, and that's $1.84 risk. Need XSP to be less than 743 and greater than 739 near today's close. Okay, so it's manageable. I mean, it's a small risk trade. If I'm dead wrong, fine. But if it hangs out around 741 today, or even 740, 741 and change, like, let's see what happens. Okay, so we're at 74.11. Coming up to those gamma levels. We're testing the upside of our expected move box, by the way. Hopefully the market will respect it and not have this like crazy surge for today. Right? I mean, if it respects the box and comes back down, fine. If we hang out, just kind of hang out between like 7,400, 7,420-ish for the day, great, fine. I just want to see price will just, calm down and kind of stick to some of these levels. All right. Any other thoughts, questions? We have pending orders on Flashpoint. If the market stays up today, we're not going to get filled. It's fine. Sorry for the delay this morning. That took, 30 to 40 minutes longer than it should have. So and we had an outage on multiple services with our auto feeds. So that shouldn't happen. That certainly was a rare occasion, but we still got the alert. We got up and running. I still have the pending orders in. No harm, no foul. Grabbed a small winner on double ups in again for XSP. Let's see if I can grind out this like 741 area. Daily profit. We'll keep an eye on this. I'm playing some defense. I want price to stay below this black line. The yellow box represents my little profit trap. So I have potentially like $1,000 profit trap up here. I'll keep an eye on that. That's only going to be really good late into the day. But if we end up going, up a little bit and then giving some of it back, I'd love to see price maybe settle at 7,400. And then I'll really kick myself for the early morning butterfly that would be worth like, whatever, $1,500. Right? But we still had a win, so I'll take it. You're right. Yep, that meant XSP. You saw me take XSP. Yeah, double ups is XSP. Thanks, Joe. Okay. Let's do this. Deanna, I don't know if we have to run a session today for Flashpoint Income. We can. I'm going to be live this afternoon with Nate and Kane on Build the Trade. I'm probably going to run a session there as well. So, it's up to you if you want to run the stream. It was a pretty busy morning. So and this flew by. Like I didn't plan on going, full 2 hours today, but we had a lot of stuff to talk about. But all right. I'm happy to run. If we got the stream running, we can run it. Lance and I were live on Sunday and Monday. I was, I've been introing it all week, and I want people in Flashpoint. It's great. So here's where I put Flashpoint on my services as far as risk reward and win percentage. Flashpoint's going to be right in here. So I'll give you the stats. We're looking at a win rate. On average, we're looking at a win rate around 70%. Okay, win rate. But what's unique about this is the way I'm going to manage the trades is we have a 1-to-1 or greater. When I compare the average winner compared to the average loser over the course of like 400 trades, I can safely say that our winners should be bigger than our losers. Now, that does not mean that when I take a trade for a $250 risk, that I'm going to make $250. Okay, what I'm doing is I'm basically managing my partial winners that are going to be bigger than my partial losers. So this is a very active, like when the trade is pending, it's easy, right? But when the trade is filled, I am actively putting in my take profits and we're still managing the trade before expiration. Okay. So this is we set the trade up like we're actively letting price come to us, playing defense every single day. Those are the trades and levels that I want to trade anyway, right? But when the trade is in, we're looking for those little, I'm looking for like typically a 30 to 40% winner, 30 to 50% winner is great. Okay. Those average winners are going to be bigger than the average losers. And so, again, in the spirit of engineered options, it kind of works out mathematically the same way. We are going to have winners in the service, even though they're partially managed. Those winners will average more dollars than our loser. So I felt that's why it was appropriate to put it there. The win rate, I mean, we're going to have some days that just don't cooperate. We're not trading like weeks and weeks. It's literally a 2-day trade, so it's going to be pretty short term. Engineered options, we go out weeks and months, and so we have a trade every week. We have a trade every month, and so the win rate, because of the stack that we're in for engineered options, typically our win rate is much higher. I mean, we have like a 94% win rate on the stack trades. This one we have 2 stack. It's a 2-level stack in a Flashpoint, but yeah, I think it's appropriate to put it there. Okay. What was the impromptu class held yesterday? So I did jump into Nate's closing playbook and we had like a little, emergency briefing. Nate was all pumped about the trade because he took Flashpoint. When I showed him all this stuff, it's funny, like when I first came to this company, Nate was excited about, jumping into my strategy with Daily Profit Play. His first go with me, we did it live together and he made like $700. Yesterday he did something similar. I think he made like $800 yesterday on Flashpoint. So Nate makes a lot of money off my trades, which is good. But he was really excited about it, wanted to showcase it. Plus, yesterday was like such a good example of what we want to see in Flashpoint. It really was like a textbook Flashpoint trade, which was pain in the market, rally intraday, we get paid. So the market hits those pain points, we execute those trades, and we get our profit. Okay, and we manage the profit. This is why we manage profit, because we were up. The trade I closed out was a 320 target, and it was trading up to as high as about 350 from what I saw. But it did come all the way back down, and it became flat again. If you didn't manage profit, that 30, 35, 40% winner was gone by the end of the day. So that's why when the trade is activated, I'll post it in Telegram. It'll be posted to let everyone know, like, hey, the trade's in. Now I'll put in my take profit, and I don't want to worry about it. But this is why we actively manage. Okay. All right. I also have a masterclass on this tomorrow. Let me go to it's up here. I'm also doing another masterclass on Flashpoint Income tomorrow. I think it's at 1 p.m. Eastern time. So if you want to get all the details, so yeah, Deanna, let's go ahead and play our little recap session. We'll play that, and masterclass tomorrow at 1 p.m. We'll revisit what we talked about on Monday. We'll go into more details on like trade sizing, risk management stuff for Thursday's masterclass. But that gives you time to jump in the class, check out the core strategy video, look at the strategy guide, look at the checklist, because this is what we're going to do every single day. Get the alert, put in the pending order. If it fills, put in the take profit. That's it. It is like just a couple of steps. Okay. All right. And for Daily Profit Play, keep an eye on things. I'll be updating Telegram. I'll watch my levels. This is what I need to spot check for the day. Double ups. I've got that 741 trade on XSP. Let's see if that holds. My gamma right now Deion's got the screen. Just bear with me. But between 7,400 and 7,415 or 7,420, if we're somewhere in that ballpark, that XSP trade could end up making us maybe $50 to $150, maybe $200 if we're lucky. But I'll keep an eye on it for the day. So, all right, let's watch some. This is Lance and I Sunday, downtown Salt Lake City, and he was out here. I think he left last night, so he's home now. But it was nice to have him out here. We got to hang out. It was his birthday, my birthday. Grabbed some dinner, did an escape room. Showed him the sights in Salt Lake City. He did some hiking, hit some hot springs. Tried to catch some stuff around the Salt Lake City temple and whatnot. But anyway, good stuff. All right, buddy. We'll talk soon. Thanks, Deanna. Bye.